Life doesn't stop because you have started a YouTube channel. So, how do you actually stay consistent? So, we first need to understand that there's this common myth or misconception that most full time creators have all of the time in the world, and that is not true. In fact, many full time YouTube creators actually work their channels around a full time job. So we need to understand why consistency actually matters on YouTube. And this is especially important for new creators. So, how do we actually stay consistent on YouTube? Well, being consistent is actually going to build trust with the algorithm, and that's a super important first step if you are a new creator. We have to build that trust with the algorithm in order for the algorithm to actually show our videos to people, to give them a chance to click on it. Because believe you me, when you start out with a new channel, and if you're in a niche that has a decent, even just a decent amount of competition, it's going to be a grind at the start, not only to get views but to get people to actually just see your title and your thumbnail. YouTube doesn't trust you yet. Okay, so we have to be consistent in order to gain that trust. And another reason why consistency matters is it's going to build trust not only with the algorithm, but also with your audience. And this is super important. Essentially, we want to become part of their routine. So if we are consistently uploading every single week and we do it at on the same day at the same time, if someone watches one of your videos and they like your video and they watched it, say, on a Sunday evening, and that was when you uploaded it, and you upload your next video on a Sunday evening, there's a good chance that their routine is that on a Sunday evening, they're on YouTube looking for content to watch. So we really want to be consistent and become part of their routine, because this is like basic advertising. We want people to see us again and again and again and again, to become embedded inside their minds, to become part of their weekly habits or their daily habits, depending on your upload schedule. And if you've got a massive backlog of videos, so let's say your first 50 videos that you put out there, nobody watches it, but by video number 55, YouTube trusts you and starts putting your content out there. Well, guess what? Now there's this massive library of content that people can actually binge through, and you could become part of their daily routine if they watch YouTube on a daily basis. So that, in a nutshell, is why consistency matters, especially for new creators. This is super important. And that consistency is, it's up to you how consistent you want to be. It doesn't mean you have to post every single day or every single week, but just figure out what is the right consistency for you and do your best to stick to that. So what kind of systems can we use to stay consistent? Because I've been using these systems myself to stay consistent for this channel, which is my second YouTube channel, and also for my first YouTube channel, which I started about 6 months ago in a completely different niche. So one of the biggest tips that I can give you, the best system to follow, is to batch filming. Okay, so I actually recorded 5 videos in one day, and yesterday I actually recorded 7 videos in one day. Now that might sound insane to you, and it is a bit insane. I'm essentially stress testing myself to see where is the limit, and to figure out, at what point where, I'm producing so much in one day, does the quality start to dwindle or I start to become burnt out? So I am taking a bit of an extreme approach to this, to stress test myself, just out of curiosity, really, to see how many videos can I produce in a day, and I can always then dial that back to that sweet spot. But if you batch filming, it's going to help you stay consistent. It's going to help you stay ahead of the game, because you now, like when I recorded, say, those 5 videos in one day, and if I'm going to upload a video a week, I now have over a month's worth of content for my channel. So that is nuts. That means that I am 1 month ahead. And if anything happened in life, you know, if I say was ill for a week or I decided to go on holiday or vacation, I already have this bank of content sitting there that I can still upload and still be consistent, and it's not going to completely ruin my channel. Okay, I'm still building up that trust with the YouTube algorithm. So batch filming is amazing. Okay, I highly recommend that you do it. You already got all the gear out and you've got everything out. Just do more and more of it. There's no point in putting everything away after you've done one video. Just do another, do another. Another system that's really helped me stay consistent is by using bullet point scripts. So that's exactly what I'm doing right now. You see me glancing down at my notebook. So I have my bullet point scripts here, and it's essentially a way to allow me to stay on track, to allow me to provide clarity for you guys, to be totally clear on the message that I want to deliver. But it also gives me the freedom to express those points in a sort of spontaneous improv fashion. And for me, that just suits my workflow so much better than what I was doing before, because before I was basically writing a whole script and doing, you know, a first draft and then doing a second draft and then a third draft, maybe even more than that, until I was like, this, you know, I'm happy with this. And then I was forcing myself to actually read that word for word, and that takes a long time. Okay, you have to set up, you know, an auto cue. Some people even memorize their scripts as well. You can imagine how long that takes, and then the pressure they're putting on themselves. If they get just one word wrong, they're going to stop recording and they're going to then start again, and it just wastes so much time. You can get the same message across by using bullet point scripts, and for me personally, this was a game changer, because I now feel so pumped to make videos, because I now have the confidence that it's just going to flow naturally. But I also have these bullet point scripts to guide me as well and make sure that I'm not going off on too many tangents, okay? Because it's very easy to do that. So the last system that really helped me stay consistent is actually doing content planning. So actually focusing on the planning stage. So when you're producing any video or any type of content really, there's 3 phases. There's the pre-production, the production, and the post-production. And a lot of people will just skip the pre-production phase and just start filming. And that's all right, but you're not really setting yourself up for success. And the reason for that is if you just take a little bit of time to actually plan your videos beforehand, you're gonna have much more clarity as to the message that you want to deliver in that video. So you're going to be much more efficient when it comes to actually filming the content. It's going to save you time in editing, because you're not going to have to cut out all the fluff. You've already refined it down to the vital important points. And if we can actually plan, say, 1 to 2 weeks ahead, we can then schedule our content. So just like I spoke about, the fact that I filmed those 5 videos, I now have these 5 videos that I can schedule. Okay, so I can actually batch everything. I can batch the ideation phase, which would be coming up with the ideas and the topics that I want to discuss, video ideas essentially. I can batch the process of, you know, doing all the bullet point scripts, batch the edit, batch absolutely everything. So that leads me to my next tip, is remove as much friction as you can. You want to batch everything. I mean everything. So like I said, the ideation, the scripts, your titles, the filming, the editing, the uploads, everything, every little process in your workflow, you can optimize it and make it more efficient simply by batching, okay? So if I'm already like creating one thumbnail for one video, there's no point in me making an edit for a video and then making the thumbnail and then going and editing another video and then doing that video's thumbnail. No, I'm already in the same software. I'm already doing the same thing. I'm using the same skill sets. I'm using the same part of my brain. So why not just create those 5 thumbnails like straight away? Just batch them, get them done. Okay. And this applies to all of the stages of making your YouTube content. We want to create a simple and repeatable workflow. Okay, we want to make it as simple as possible. We want to remove all the friction, remove all of the obstacles and all of the excuses that's stopping you from filming. And for me, what does that look like? Well, this microphone here, like before, I was taking it out to do one video and then I was putting it away until I was doing another video because I wasn't batching stuff. And same with the tripod, was putting that away. Same with the light. Everything, like the notepad, the notes that I had, everything just came out for one video and then went away again. And yes, it might not take you a lot of time to take that stuff out and put it away, but over time that all adds up. And it's like that sort of saying, that cliche saying that people say, like, if you want to get fit, if you want to go to the gym, or if you want to go for a run in the morning, then put your running shoes at the bottom of your bed or go to sleep in your gym clothes, because you've already skipped a step. You don't have to wake up in the morning and go, oh yeah, I want to go a run today. I better go and find my running shoes. They're right there. They're at the bottom of your bed. Or I meant to be going to the gym today, but I can't really be bothered putting my gym clothes on. Well, guess what? You've woke up in your gym clothes. You may as well just go to the gym. So it's the exact same thing here. Just keep everything out and ready to go, okay? You can always tidy it away if you need to at some point, but for the most part, keep it out, remove that friction and make it super simple for you to jump in and just get started. But we also do need to give ourselves some grace, okay? We don't need to just go monk mode and, just with like a dog with a bone and just go nuts on this thing like I did the other day doing 7 videos, okay? You don't need to do that. Give yourself some grace. Being consistent doesn't equal perfection. Okay, so you being consistent, it doesn't mean that every single video that you put out there has to be perfect, especially at the start, because no one is watching at the start for the most part, and that's actually a blessing. That's not a curse. It's good. Gives you the freedom to experiment, gives you the freedom to hone your skills and play and practice, and eventually people are going to watch, but you don't have that pressure at the beginning, and that's actually a blessing. So a good way to actually look at all of this is, let's change our mindset here. Let's adopt the mindset of we're looking for a minimal viable upload. Okay, so this is very similar to business. So that's part of my background. For the past 10 years, I've been self-employed. I've created my own businesses from scratch, all mainly one-person businesses. I've done it all myself. My wife's helped me. There was a stage where I had some employees, but for the most part, I've done it all myself. And one of the biggest tips that I learned over those 10 years is when you're creating a new product or a new service, it's an MVP, it's a minimal viable product, okay, or a minimal viable service. And it's the exact same thing as this. We want to create a minimum viable upload. So what does that mean? What that means is it just has to be good enough to put it out there and see what the feedback is. We're not looking to make the perfect iteration, the final design, the final product, the final service straight away, or the best video straight away. That doesn't happen. What you think is the perfect video in your head is most likely not the perfect video for your audience. And it takes time to put out content and gather data and see what is working, experiment as well, and see, okay, I changed this. Does that video perform better? Do the audience like this? Do they watch for longer because I tweaked this one little thing? And it might be a tweak that you don't think is actually good, but it's worthwhile carrying out the experiment, because the data you're going to receive is going to greatly help you actually create better videos for your viewers. You know, remember, this is a two-way street. We're not just doing this for ourselves. We're doing this to help other people, to provide value. So let's adopt a mindset of a minimum viable upload. It just has to be good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect in order for us to upload it. So even a simple talking head video like this will help you keep your streak going. It will help you stay consistent, okay? It doesn't require tons of effort to create a video like this, and you don't need like a studio light that I've got and this microphone and a tripod. You don't need that. Go and look at my channel. You'll see that there's a video where, and the thumbnail's totally bare, it's just me outside like in the woods. I was visiting my parents in Ireland. All I had was my phone and a little notepad, and I wanted to film. I wanted to share some value with you guys, and that's exactly what I did. I used my wife's phone to record the audio on an audio recording app, and that was it. And it's, go watch it. Is it bad? Like, it's good enough, okay? It meets that minimum viable upload standard. So by being consistent, it's going to increase the data feedback that you get, and that's super important. And it's also going to increase the trust that you gain, not only from your audience, but also from the YouTube algorithm as well. So if you are ready to start your YouTube channel just now, or your YouTube journey, but you're not quite sure what niche or theme you want to use for your YouTube channel, I've actually made a whole video where I break this down. So watch this video here to pick your niche today and get started with your YouTube journey. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one.